This is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. I want to start by saying all praise, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim Kakwadash. Double honor to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone, and salutation to the Akim pushing this word, and also sincerity and honesty, and to the hopeful elect Shalom. My name is Kara Allah, and Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. This article is from Britannica. It says, Malaysia Airlines Flight 370 disappearance. Aviation disaster 2014. Malaysia Airlines Flight 370 disappearance, also called MH370 disappearance. Disappearance of a Malaysian Airlines passenger jet on March 18, 2014 during a flight from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing. The disappearance of the Boeing 777 with 227 passengers and 12 crew members on board led to search efforts stretching from Indian Ocean, West Australia to Central Asia. The perplexing nature of the loss of Flight 370 is such that it has become one of history's most famous missing aircraft. This is the flight plan of Malaysia Airlines Flight 370. Okay. It says, knowing flight path. You see it there. Intend flight path of Beijing. Right? It says suspected flight path. Possible contact with flight record. It says arc of last satellite contact. Wreckage found. All right. So if they found the wreckage or not, I'm not sure. The rest of the article you can finish on your own. But as you watch the video, you see the plane is flying and it's surrounded by 3 chariots circling it. And moments later, what happens is it disappears. So it looks like a flash or a teleportation, whatever you could imagine it could be. Okay, but it's safe to say these people just pretty much got sent to the spirit world. Okay, just pretty much got deleted. Now this is the threat that's coming to Esau and his kingdom. Okay, and this is why this in the article it mentioned the word perplexity, which that word is also used in the scriptures, and this is a perplexed thing. Okay, because these chariots are leaving Esau in such a confused state. They don't know what to do about it. Should they tell the public? Should they not tell the public? Okay, that's why they have their space programs and their space military and whatnot, because they're trying to prepare themselves for the battle against these chariots, man, against these angels and these chariots. But the Lord is just showing Esau and the world, okay, starting with the prophets out there in the highways and byways prophesying these things like our apostles and our elders have been doing for years. Okay, and now we're doing it. Now Esau is in a state of confusion behind this thing. Okay, but now the war's starting to close in on this kingdom, and these chariots are showing themselves more and more because it's almost that time. So what is Esau going to do when these chariots start to fight, which is prophesied in the scriptures? But I digress, and I'll go right into the scriptures. Zechariah 5:2, and he said unto me, what seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof 10 cubits. Let's go to NLT. Zechariah 5:2. What do you see? The angel asked. I see a flying scroll. I replied, it appears to be about 30 feet long and 15 feet wide. Okay, 30 feet long and 15 feet wide. So this chariot, it was a good sized chariot. All right. So it says, well, 15 feet wide. Okay, now 10 feet. 10 feet is a down. If you watch football, 10 feet is a down. Now add another 5 feet on that, and you understand how wide the chariot was. Okay, and then double that size by 30 feet, and you understand how tall it was. Okay, so I see a flying scroll or a roll. I replied, it appeared to be about 30 feet long and 15 feet wide. So this is the size chariot that Zechariah saw. Let's go back to the KJV. Then said he unto me, this is the curse that go forth over the face of the whole earth, for every one that stealeth shall be cut off as on this side according to it, and every one that swerveth shall be cut off as on that side according to it. Okay, so this is the curse that go forth over the face of the whole earth. Now this is what the chariots did to this plane. This is the curse that go forth over the face of the whole world. All right, and you're looking at it, and this is what's coming to this place. All right, and it's not going to be in the distance. Now the people on this plane must have been terrified. All right, the pilot must have been terrified. Okay, maybe even went off course because they were so afraid. All right, but you see, was no escape. Now this is the terror that's gonna come upon the whole earth. All right, so people are gonna be in a terrified state. They're gonna ask the government. They're gonna ask their authorities, and there's gonna be no answers. All right, because there's no answers for these chariots. Esau does not have this technology. He does not have a defense for it. He does not have any answers for it. Zechariah 5:3. Then said he unto me, this is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth, for every one that stealeth shall be cut off as on this side according to it, and every one that swerveth shall be cut off as on that side according to it. Now let's read down the NLT. Then he said unto me, this scroll containeth the curse that is going out over the entire land, and these chariots are going to be zapping you, man. Okay, now yeah, it could zap you to the point where you just deteriorate, you just turn to ashes. That could have been what happened to the plane. It could have just turned to ashes. All right, because if you watched the War of the Worlds, you could watch the new one with Tom Cruise, or you could watch the old one from I believe the 60s, where people just turn to ashes also. It says, then he said to me, this scroll containeth the curse that is going out over the entire land. One side of the scroll saith that those who steal it will be banished from the land. The other side saith that those who swear falsely will be banished from the land. And that's Esau. Okay, that's Esau and his blasphemy. Okay, his rape, rob, and murder. And his kingdom is going to be destroyed. This is Amos 9:8. Behold, the eyes of the Lord Yahweh are upon the sinful kingdom, and those eyes are the angels. Okay, the angels are seeing everything that's going on in this earth, all the wickedness, all the lies. All right, swearing falsely. Right, and the angels are controlling those chariots. Behold, the eyes of the Lord Yahweh are upon the sinful kingdom, and that sinful kingdom is America. Okay, Israel also, because initially this scripture is really talking about the nation of Israel, but now in this day it also goes for Esau's kingdom, and now also because Esau is in the land of Israel, and not the people. And what's going on in Israel today? Wickedness. And the angels see all this. That's why Israel's going to be destroyed. But Israel's going to be rebuilt in righteousness. But America's going to be destroyed from off the face of the earth, never to be inhabited again. Behold, it says Amos 9:8, behold, the eyes of the Lord power are upon this sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth. So America's going to be destroyed from the face of the earth, saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, saith the Lord, or saith Yahweh, and not utterly destroying the house of Jacob, meaning the elect, the 144,000, along with the rest of the 1/3 that's going to be saved out of this up and coming destruction by way of nuclear missiles and by way of those chariots shooting lasers. Straight to the point, Revelations 12:7, and there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels. And that dragon is representing the rebirth of the Roman Empire. When you read Daniel's the 7th chapter, you see the dragon is referring to the Roman Empire. Now that Roman Empire was rebirthed today as America, NATO, and the EU. Okay, because they follow the same script. It says, and there was a war in heaven, Michael and his angels, which Michael stands for, is standing up for the nation of Israel under Yahweh Shai. Next is in order is Michael. And Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels. Now it makes sense that it says Michael and his angels, because Yahweh Shai is also going to fight, okay? But then Yahweh Shai is going to also give orders for Michael to lead the fight. All right? So Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, if you want to call it a fight, fought against the dragon, America, NATO, and the EU, and the dragon fought and his angels, which those angels are going into their military and their military might, their Air Force, the Army, the Navy, okay, because they're going to try to shoot all sorts of weapons, even weapons that they haven't shown you yet, at Yahweh Shai, Michael, and the angels and the chariots. All right, but the Lord is coming in his glory, so there'll be no effect at all. It says, and prevailed not, neither was their place found any more in heaven. Right? So in other words, Esau was taken out of power. The so-called white man, along with these heathen nations, were taken out of power. And prevailed not, neither was their place found any more in heaven. And America is going to be destroyed off the face of the map. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceived the whole world. He was cast out. He was put into captivity. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him, right? Because you were cast out to serve your captivity in the earth. Okay? Starting with the elites or the kings, and then on down to the everyday people, everyday Esau. Every single one of them is going. None of them are innocent. None of them are righteous. They're all going to be in captivity. All of them. Okay? And they're all going to be destroyed. So when you read Daniel 7 verse 7, it says, after this I saw in the night vision, and behold, a fourth beast, dreadful and terrible and strong exceedingly, and had great iron teeth. This is referring to the Roman Empire, and the Roman military used iron. It devoured and brake in pieces and stamped the residue with the feet of it, right? Because it conquered and it spread its rulership or its system among the people with the feet of it, and it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it, because Rome didn't have kings, they had Caesars, and it had 10 horns. So there it is right there, 10 horns, because the beast and the dragon are interchangeable. All right, those 10 horns representing 10 kings that were, or vassal states that was under the Roman Empire, but ruled with the Roman Empire, as it is today with the EU. It says, I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn, before whom there were 3 of the first horns plucked up by the roots. And those 3 horns that was plucked up by the roots are the Spanish, the French, and the British. Because now this little horn is going into America, and America had to basically fight for its border. Okay, you had to fight for its land, and you had to go into the Spanish Revolutionary War, the French Revolutionary War, and the British Revolutionary War, which the Spanish, British, and the French are also part of the EU. And behold, in this horn were eyes like the eyes of man, which mean they were proud, and a mouth speaking great things, great blasphemies. Psalms 149:6. Let the high praises of the Most High be in their mouth, and a 2-edged sword in their hand. And this is talking about the nation of Israel, starting with the elect. Let the high praises of the Most High be in their mouth, as it always is, and even more so in the kingdom, and a 2-edged sword in their hand, because we're going to have a 2-edged sword in our hand. We're going to cut on the right, we're going to swing on the right and cut you, and we're going to swing on the left and cut you, to execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people. So yeah, we'll be bringing down judgment, hardcore judgment, for the atrocities done to the nation of Israel, to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron. Okay, so your kings and your nobles, this is going into your elites. They're going to be the first fruits of slavery. All right, and it's not going to be easy. This is Luke 21:25. And there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars, which we know that's going into the blood moons, eclipse, and whatnot. And the stars, right? Because you're going to have those chariots. They will call it a shooting star, but really stars are stationary. So what you're seeing is actually chariots, and you're seeing it more and more. It says, and upon the earth distress of nations with perplexity. Okay, so what's going to bring that perplexity? The wars and rumors of wars, famines, okay, the lack of jobs, inflation, things of this nature. And there's going to be pestilence, all right, but and also those chariots, okay, natural disasters, domino effects from nuclear wars breaking out, okay. So it says with perplexity. Let's go to the NLT real quick. It says, and there will be strange signs in the sun, moon, and the stars. And here on earth, the nations will be in turmoil, perplexed by the roaring seas and strange tides. Okay. KJV, touching the word perplexity. Strong's G640.
Strong's G640. Aparia.
So it says from the same as a state of quandary. All right, perplexity. Root word, it's G639.
Strong's G639. Apareo.
It says to have no way out, be at a loss, doubt, be perplexed. So this is exactly what's coming to this place, man. It's going to be a state of no hope, a state of distress, okay? And there's going to be a lot of death and destruction. Isaiah 66:15. For behold, the Lord, or Yahweh, will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire. Isaiah 66:15. Let's read it in the NLT. We don't have to, but it says, see, the Most High Yahweh is coming with fire. Talking about those chariots. And his swift chariots roar like a whirlwind. Now, when the Most High gives Yahweh Shai the green light to return, the Lord's coming for a chariot, a gigantic chariot, and he's going to have the angels, and they're going to have chariots. All right, coming with fire, those laser beams. And the swift chariots roar like a whirlwind, and the whirlwind destroys. Okay? When a whirlwind comes through, it destroys in seconds. He will bring punishment with the fury of his anger and the flaming fire of his hot rebuke. For by fire and by his sword, back in KJV, Isaiah 66:16. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many. Okay? So that's the scenario. All right? This side of this place is going out. This is the ending. This is the narrative. Okay? And these chariots are going to put in work. Okay? There's going to be a slaughter. And this is the patience and the faith of the elect. Lord Williams was edifying. I want to say all praise, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim, Hakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders, great millstone. And salutations to Akim pushing this word in all sincerity and honesty, the whole full elect. Shalom.